Greetings, everybody! Oh, it is a terrific Tuesday. Although it's not a Tuesday tirade day because there's no Tuesday tirade, but there is bonus time right after we get done here with the 6-Minute Daily. So we will not be saying see ya right away after this one, but at the very end, I'll probably do that. I seem to always kind of do that, but yeah, wow, we've got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of you that like this, so we'll go a little longer today with a little bonus time. Talk about some of the things that might be on the plate. Really, it's been a kind of a slow news day overall, which is weird. This is what it is. But let's say hi to each and every one of you. We got a lot of you out there today. Let's see. How to say hi to everybody. So let me scroll to the top of the window here and say, greetings, Captain Fandom Nerd. We've got Nearsighted Cyclops, Liger Fan. We've got Mephisto's Movie Reviews. Good to see you. Vince Womack is here, as so is Dave G. Sound. Dave G. Sound. I gotta work on that. Let's see, who else do we got? We got Darren here. Thank you, Darren, for being an amazing wrench. Speaking of amazing humans, we've got Haiti and Falrudo here, along with Low Spec Linux Laptop and Shrap 3D. Criticible, the Rainbow Knight is here as well, and we've got TPC, otherwise known as Theme Park Casual. There's the Master of Mods, the Mensch of Wrenches, Eric K. Josiah Robinson is here. I agree. It is a happy Tuesday. Indeed. Randall Orser is here. We've got Toro as well. Good to see you. And of course, Morgan King. Catsith is here. Channel Surf. And Spaceship Vampire. Rod Thunderheart is out there as well. And of course, Keck44. Hello, Stream Elements. Good to see you. Catsith. Hello. Okay, there. I had to do it. Let's see who else is here. D-Bud Martin is here. The Cheese Factor. Let's see who else rolled in the door. Oh, Gojira Star. Good to see you, my friend, along with Tender Warrior 68. Darius Munchausen. Hey, Troy. Troy is just a few short of 600 on his channel, so check out Troy Pacelli's channel. There you go. Let's see, who else is in the house? Jake D. What's up, Jake D? We got the G-Dog here as well, and Michael Weinfertner is here. And the very lovely Six is here, driving and listening. All right, Six. Deleted Scenes is here. Hey, Steven. Hope you're doing well. Izaj Melody. G-Dog sends the thumbs up. Thank you for that, G-Dog. We've got John Sapola out there. Looks like Snowdub is joining us. What's up, my puppet friend? The Batcap. Dragon Master 360. DS Ford and Commander Ed Straker of Shadow. Uh-oh. We have to go. The Time Prophet. Time Prophet. Oh, yeah. 6 minutes. Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6-Minute Daily. We've got not nearly as much to talk about because we don't have nearly the amount of stories that we normally would unless you're talking about pending nuclear disaster, which we may talk about in bonus time. But we do have bonus time, which will be happening today. We've got, some wonderful human beings in the chat. So let's kick it off first with Looks like somebody's going to avoid full responsibility, which they were going to be avoiding anyway. But let's face it, Alec Baldwin is no longer facing those 5 years in prison for the shooting. So he's not getting the enhancement. Although he could have. Maybe he should have. Hard to say. Like I said, this is the story that wouldn't go away. I just want this to be settled. I want there to be some kind of recompense, but nothing is going to be commiserate with the loss of life. If this guy could just go away and be quiet, it would be better than what we have right now. But moving on, we've got Kang conquering the box. What? Oh, it made $120 million through Monday. All right. And while this was yesterday's story, I anticipate that the numbers are going to fall off of a cliff, a very steep one, rather quickly. I don't think this thing's going to make its money back. I think I've not gone out on a limb very far to say that this thing is going to not break even. It's going to lose money. There is very little interest here, not to mention word of mouth is terrible.com. So I don't know what they were thinking over there at Disney, but we'll get back to that in just a second. Let's talk about I don't know what they're thinking at PMSNBC. They seem to think that they can bring in a certified liar from the administration that's been lying to us from the very beginning to actually lie to you about the news. Great. Let's bring all the liars in. No wonder nobody trusts the news. We've got the BBC apologizing for the second time this month to J.K. Rowling. Yeah, because she was accused of the phobe. And yeah, they're trying to avoid being sued. She has enough money to sue them, to make it very uncomfortable for them. It would be in her best interest to do so, to be fair. Don Lemon will return to CNN's Morning Zoo program with the two lovely ladies that don't like him very much. Yeah, but there's a caveat here. What is that caveat? Well, he's got to go through some formal training. I wonder what version of a feminist struggle session he's going to have to go through. I guess we'll find out. Very strange. But, yeah. This is what I was talking about. Iger has an Ant-Man dilemma. Actually, he's got an MCU dilemma. I'm actually going to make a video on this article. Not reading this article per se, but my commentary on it. Because let me tell you, there isn't going to be a big phase dive. I mean, it's going to dive, but I mean, it's not going to be box office breaker by any stretch of the imagination. The MCU is falling off just like Star Wars fell off. And absent a good Spider-Man film, well, there's some problems over there in the House of the Mouse. They have literally killed off anything of value, and they continue to do so. Walmart beat their Q4 expectations, but their guidance says, watch out, we're going to flop soon. You have Home Depot having a strong fourth quarter as well, but when they look forward into 2023, like right now, like the last month or two that we've been like going there to buy things, or maybe not going there to buy things, yeah, it doesn't look good either. These stores are also starting to come to the realization that everything that they supported politically is got ramifications for them financially. Not to mention the fact that a lot of people are pointing the finger at them for the problems that surround us, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. This is affecting Wall Street, of course, where you're going to see continued high interest rates and more inflation that they're trying to understate substantially. That's not working. But when the S&P continues to fall, and we'll probably get to around 3K like I predicted by the end of the year, maybe sooner, yeah, things aren't going very well for Wall Street either. Russia actually suspended their last remaining nuclear treaty with the U.S. I wasn't kidding. We are really basically under attack from within. We've got rights groups citing that Mideast governments are targeting the alphabet people online and kind of hunting them down. Well, maybe don't use Grindr then. You know, they'll be overt with this stuff. I don't know what to tell you. That we told you governments were doing this and they were going to do it to everybody, but Mideast is getting into the act early. Guess Venice is drying up, so don't go looking for all the canals. They're pretty dry right now. And you have, McDonald's going to serve you McFakey McNuggets. That's right. McProcessed, McGarbage. Plant-based. Yay. Yeah. And finally, which I know we're going to get into in the overtime, let's talk about Section 230, shall we? And with that, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And, in about 45 seconds to a minute, we'll start bonus time.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
Thank you to all of you amazing members, and for those of you who are going to hang out through bonus time, this should be a fun conversation. I think that, and hey, Naughty Monkey Wrath, thanks for being here. Thanks for the member chat. I think that Rogue Thinker is right on target. This actually started back when they got us out of the last one in 2008. And because they didn't change anything, and because they didn't change spending habits, because they didn't change the way the money was managed at the federal level, especially with the Fed specifically, here we are again. You can falsely extend an economy with the way that we can have the Fed controlled, but it is what it is. We'll jump into that in a minute, but I just want to say thanks to those folks and to each and every one of you. Hopefully we can get our member stream put together here quick. And normally I would say, see ya, but I'm not gonna. Let's stay right here. We are headed into bonus time. So let's jump in and jump on it. Let's get to it. There really wasn't a lot of news today to cover, and I'm sorry about that. I can't control any of those things. Let's see. We're going to fire these stories up here. So let's start with 230. Section 230 is basically 26 words in total. And it essentially, breaks down what you can't be held responsible for in the Communications Act that was passed way back when, 1996. So here are the words, folks. 230 in 1996 Communications Decency Act stated that no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. So there you go. That's it. That's all it is. And that actually gives you the opportunity to say what you've been saying on social media for oh so long. It actually gives me the opportunity to have a show like this. And it allows us to discuss the issues of the day like we would in any normal town square. Because that's kind of what they were framing out, was a digital town square, which, again, with these particular words, it allowed for that freedom to pass information back and forth. It wasn't designed to allow for a restriction or censorship or anything like that. It basically prevents people like myself from suing these services on the grounds that they're responsible for publishing misinformation or defamatory information or whatever. Which makes sense, right? If you want to go after a party, you have to go after the party directly. You can't go after, Alphabet, or you can't go after Meta, or you can't go after any of these, services. And the problem is that all of these companies have tried to maintain this while still maintaining some very confiscatory controls and acting like a publisher. That's what the censorship that they're doing is. They're acting as a publisher when the minute that they do that, then they're not allowed to do that. And so this case, of course, is being brought for an entirely different reason. The case is being brought because the events that occurred because of a how can I say it without getting in trouble? An attack by bad people in Paris. So the case that's there right now is called Gonzalez versus Google. And it's basically challenging the law, saying that Google bears responsibility for this by having a platform that allowed people to disseminate information. Well, phones can be used for the same purpose. This case in particular has no merit. The court could find, through an extensive reading and ruling, and kind of shift the way that the 1996 law went into effect, specifically 230. We will have to see what that is. There is another case that's being considered. It's called Twitter versus Tomna, I guess. And that one's focusing specifically on liability, or the liability of Twitter at a particular point in time. It could, and this is what everybody says, it could reshape the internet as we know it, but it will not be dismantled. But if it is, online speech could be drastically transformed. Well, yeah, there could be a way that stuff isn't filtered or censored any longer. You know, outside of things that are patently illegal, there would not be any allowance for that to be done. It'd be quite interesting if we had actual free speech descend upon platforms that would prefer that you not be allowed to say what you want to say. So we'll have to see where that is. So anyway, again, we'll have to see how this moves forward. I think that if the Supreme Court were to do actual justice here, it would find that 230 isn't required, as we have free speech in this country, which means that it can't be censored. But we'll see. I can't control the news. I just report it. That's right. Thank you for that, Troy. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I mean, do you think we would be better off were the Supreme Court to say, you know what, you're acting like publishers, you can't do that? You are already filtering the conversation too much. I don't know. It's a good question. And that's the problem, John Sapola. It was written in a vague way. And this is the other problem, right? When you write laws, which are essentially contracts. This is the other thing people don't realize. A law is essentially a contract. It's something that is being set into motion legally. And of course, like any contract, it can be challenged in a court of law. But it's an interesting thought. I think that if the courts were to decide that the sites can't act as publisher in any way, which would include censorship, I think that would solve an awful lot of problems, and maybe create a few more. But as long as things aren't being done that are like patently illegal, sorry. Have a nice day. Let's see what you guys think. Hey, what's up, Philip? Good to see you. Hey, there's Jerry. What's up? Hey, what's going on, Mike? How you doing, buddy? XRL7. Check out our friend here. His channel's amazing. Wonderful music and pixel art. Very talented man indeed. A hero of mine. Yeah, this is true. Why would you limit speech? Thank you, Snowden. But we'll have to see what comes about it. You know, it would be fun to have a conversation with a group of lawyers about this, because I have a series of questions I think all of us would like to be entertained. So, yeah. Culture, joke here. What's the difference between Ohio and Ukraine? $450 million and a visit from the president. There you go. That's true. 18 Filiberudo. And it's not a good joke. It's a sad joke, but it's not wrong. Kind of a very dark humor. Let's say that. Hey, Peter Vangman fan site. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. But I find that I find that the Supreme Court, even if you go back way into the 50s, was already kind of looking at this in the long term and understanding that any kind of censorship of almost anything would basically have a chilling effect, just like all kinds of other legislation that's passed that rules over what we do over the course of a day. So we'll have to see what happens. Really don't know how to go about talking about it any longer, just to see what actually happens with it. But I anticipate that we've already got some people's perspectives here, and they would rather govern it as a utility. The internet and all of its various apps would be governed more like utilities for us to communicate with each other. But it is what it is. And I know that, there are lots of people here that have different opinions on this. But I would just rather err on the side of freedom when it comes to pretty much everything. So, because the minute that you allow for control, manipulation, all this other stuff, you end up with a problem that we have with communication overall. And this is something I talked about during the 6 Minute Daily. So you got rights groups now noticing that Mideast governments are targeting LGBTQ folks online through apps like Grindr and others. Okay. This is the problem when you let government be involved to an extensive degree in, free speech, interaction, the ability to gather together, et cetera, et cetera. And my argument here is, I told you so. The minute you start to do this, everybody's going to do this. And then the people that you would not want to be hurt by any of these things are going to be hurt by these things at a more alarming and aggressive rate. So apparently security agencies and government officials in several countries in the Middle East and Northern Africa have been using social media platforms on mobile dating apps to crack down on things. This is what a rights group said. So Human Rights Watch, which has a hit and miss record, for lack of a better way to say things, especially because of their political motivations on some stuff, but we'll set that aside. They basically have written a report that exposed the methods that are being used to clamp down on people's interactivity. And you're going to see this in various forms and fashions. This is the problem when you allow for techno-fascism to evolve, which again is usually driven by a very small group of people, and the people that are willingly walking along, the useful idiots, along in lockstep with this stuff, don't realize that all of this is going to be used to target them, almost specifically. Very, very dumb. So one of the cases that was reported was a 27-year-old gay man from Egypt named Yazid, who said he was arrested and beaten in prison until he would sign papers that said he was practicing debauchery and publicly outing himself. He said one of the officers was someone impersonating a gay man who he met on Grindr. There you go. This is not going to go away, folks. Again, the minute you allow for that kind of stuff, you're going to be overrun with it. Super fun stuff to talk about, huh? Hey, what's up, Biggles Mets? Good to see you. Need more Starlinks out in the world, not less. Indeed. Yeah. As many as we can get. Yeah, this is exactly right, Katsith. Generally speaking, you limit speech when you feel like the truth would take away your power. That's right. Watanator. I'm not sure how to say that, but I think there is a business opportunity for platforms to shift transparent, viewer-driven censorship options if their business wasn't about marketing and on message control. Well, there you go. Yeah, there is a business opportunity for that. The only ism I want to live under is capitalism. Well, it's built the best world around us that we could have possibly hoped for. And it's lifted a lot of people out of poverty instead of putting almost all people in poverty, which is what all the other isms have done. What's up, AJ Speaks? Good to see you. Was going to make light of the matter, but that was Aziz. There you go. Hey, Barney5, good to see you. Crazy stuff. I just, like I said, I mean, I'm always looking at things like that, and our world's getting more and more dangerous. That worries me. I don't think people talk about it. It's not something pleasant to think about. Growing up when I did, from the 70s through the 80s, the 90s, I knew what kind of peril that we lived in day to day. It was kind of driven into our heads. And that's what made the 80s so great. It's just like the throw caution to the wind. We got to the end of the 90s, or headed towards the 90s, I should say, in Prince's, tonight we're going to party like it's 1999, right? And the minute you hear news like this, that, this treaty's being suspended, it should worry you. The world is not a safer place for the leaders that are in positions of power right now. One or two crazy nut bar guys, sure, we can handle them. But that's if all the other leaders are, selected by the people to represent their best interests. My argument is there is nobody representing anybody's best interests right now. They're representing their wallets rather well. And we've seen that time and time again. Of note, we have a circumstance where none of the people in office right now are seemingly putting the American citizens in the position of priority. American citizens don't want to be involved in this proxy war at all. And that's what it is. It's been a proxy war from the very beginning. It came down to leveraging energy and the control of it, because again, they're trying to clamp down on how you and I survive. Energy makes everything go. So, who's the bigger oligarch? Anybody who has a bunch of beach homes and stuff like that and is telling you to worry about the rising tide, the levels of the ocean. Yeah, extend both middle fingers. They're being lied to. When you tear out a man's tongue, you are no longer proving him a liar. You're only telling the world that you fear what he might say, Tyrion Lannister. And you know what? Spaceship Vampire said the same thing. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Let's see. Oh, QTcast is here. What's going on? This case won't mean much as politicians are trying to define obscenity by removing the Miller test and returning us back to pre-1973 speech when Carlin and Bruce were arrested. Yeah, except that won't last long. But I understand where you're coming from, my friend. I still think it'll have quite a bit of weight. And again, anybody who's a quote unquote proper liberal, is supposed to be in favor of free speech in all of its forms. So if you're going to rally under that banner and try not to be a fascist, you're going to have to support everybody's ability to speak. Yeah. Freedom is lost in one generation. It could be right now, specifically. Yeah. We got Izaj Melody saying, yesterday at work, CC, I was sent to the Ohio DOH to investigate the CDC being quietly snuck into the building for a mission brief. Holy crap. Wow. It would be amazing to break that story. That would be amazing. Wow. But like I was saying, I mean, I'm very worried about this particular thing and the outcome that could come from it. You know, I mean, whether or not you want to believe it or not, I mean, there's a lot of financial motivation in creating wars and sustaining wars. You know, I'm still irritated with a withdrawal that we did in a very sloppy way. It did counter to everything that we'd been working for. It's pretty crazy. I may not agree with what you say, but I defend your right to say it. That's right. Yeah. Troy's going to dedicate his show to censorship and cancel culture. Well, a planned drunken rant sounds good to me. Yeah, the military-industrial complex. Yeah, got to keep those jobs going. No, you don't. Oh, well, here's good news, though. Raytheon actually is placed under Chinese sanction now. So they can't sell them weapons anymore. Wait a minute. Raytheon was selling them weapons? Yeah, we're funding both sides of the war right now. And with no end in sight. It's true. And the economy's not going to get any better. At least not in the near term. If Uncle Bad Touch wants to stay president, he's going to have to fix that. And, you know, you can't do that at the same time and have, you know, energy problems. Which is what we're having now. And it's, you know, it's being done in a ridiculous way. But we have a lot of weird events happening for no reason. There's a lot of strange events happening out of nowhere. I've been talking about this for a while. What I thought was interesting, and this caught my eye, which is why I featured it in today's show. You know, there's a prolonged low tide because of a high pressure area right now near Italy. And so all the canals dry up. Wow. It doesn't happen very often. Pretty interesting phenomena. We always knew that there was a, you know, ebb and flow to the tides, of course, but you're not getting a chance to ride on those gondolas, right? It's a loss of income for people there. It does happen regularly in the winter, but not normally to this extent. So there is still canals. I mean, there still are wider main waterways that, you know, are still being utilized, but some of the smaller ones that'll take you right up to your favorite, you know, eatery. Yeah, those are empty. Thought that'd be fun to talk about. But there's a lot of weird phenomena right now. Water disappearing from places, water appearing places. Very strange. Lastly, I did want to talk a little bit about this, and I know that I have people in the audience that are vegetarians and vegans and so on and so forth. But there is no arguing that overprocessed food is bad for you. So most of my argument, I mean, if you want to be vegan or vegetarian, go for it. But you don't get to push that on me. You eat what you want. I don't care. But if you have to hide what you are for people to consume it, that's kind of wrong. You know, why not eat the thing that's not processed instead of eating something that's heavily processed? Doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, I'm not attacking you if you're vegan or vegetarian. Don't care. But I'm going to eat hamburgers. I'm going to eat chicken. I'm going to eat fish. I'm not going to eat fake nuggies. Fake McNuggets are not good. Not going to do it. Plant-based McNuggets. Germany's going to get them first. McPlant. Here we go. They're made of peas, corn, and wheat with tempura batter. This is the second product that has been in development with Beyond Meat, a struggling, at best, company right now, Beyond Meat. McDonald's has been selling the McPlant burger for almost 2 years now. They're going to push it through 1,400 restaurants in Germany. And they're going to start selling the McPlant burger. Once again, you are processing these foods extensively. Nutritional value, every time you process something, you're removing, something is lost. You're removing value. Just eat the peas. Just eat the corn. Just eat the wheat. Interestingly enough, you have two very highly allergenic, quote unquote, foods there combined together with this tempura batter thing. And what do? They try to make it taste like chicken. You think that the only thing in them is peas, corn, and wheat? No, look at them. Look at them. Looks like chicken. Why are you making it look like chicken? Yeah, McDonald's ended the test of the McPlant burger in the United States. And there are no future plans for its sale. No. Nobody wants this stuff. It's fake. Every time you have something that's overprocessed, it ends up being made up of things that, well, obviously it's stripped of the value, but it's also likely introducing opportunities for it to be unhealthy. Let's just put it in those terms. Pretty crazy. Yeah, you lose nutrition constantly. Reduction of protein, et cetera, et cetera. And this is a good question, CutieCast. Why would a vegan eat at a place where meat is cooked on the same appliances as vegan food? I don't know. How are they going to prevent cross contamination? And how would you even know? See, this is the other problem that I have. Why would you make it taste like meat? What's the motivation there? So it doesn't taste like crickets? I mean, I'm not eating bugs, guys. No. I'm not. The closest to bug I'll get is shrimp, lobster, and like once every 5 years, like maybe escargot if it's properly done. Usually on a dare by a family member. And I've had the black bean burgers before. Yeah. The problem is, again, comes down to processing, and everything else. Like you said, it always increases a risk of health issues. And I did a story on my channel about Beyond Meat and some other fake meat companies with some horrendous health scores, let's say. Hey, what's up, SP4H? Again, I'm not attacking you if you're. I don't care if you eat, if you're vegetarian, otarian, vegan, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget cricket flour being used. Yeah, cricket powder being used in flour. I'm not forgetting anything. I'm going to only do unbleached flour going forward. Make my own bread, etc., etc. Although I'm trying to get away from bread. Carbohydrates are not exactly great for your bod. Yeah, it's a weird disguised food. And for those of you hitting the little icons on the chat, thank you. I do love that, by the way. It just sprinkles them on. It's really cool. For those of you on your phone, it's a very cool thing. What's up, Christopher Dominguez? Hey, LDG's here. What's up, Pickles? Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 says World War II Germany created synthetic fuel at 4 times the cost. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. I've always thought that was kind of an interesting thing, too. You know, the concept of biodiesel and stuff like that. I'm like, you're still creating emissions. I thought emissions were bad. No, not really. You know, we actually, you go back 10,000 or more years, and we had far more pollutants in the air. We had a more jungle-like planet, which extended up through the UK specifically. Very strange. That's science, guys. It's not bologna sausage. Max Mercer, try the McDonald's McBuggets. No. Yeah, see, people avoid pork and shellfish. I get it. A lot of people avoid that. I get it. Shellfish, people can have allergies too. Iodine allergies and things like that. Pork is, there's people that have beliefs that don't allow them to consume that. Totally get it. Totally get it. We got a $2 super from my buddy Eric. Hey, Eric, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Says, I will eat vegans before I eat bugs. Yikes. You sound like AJ. Well, not AJ Speaks, but the other AJ, who I guess went on a rant about Tucker Carlson recently. Did not know that. Yeah, that's the other thing. A lot of times these processed foods are full of sodium. They have high elevated sodium rates. So that's true of all fast food, to be fair. Here's an interesting thing. I think we talked about this once, maybe when I was a very small channel. But understand that McDonald's actually calls their customers users. True story. Which disturbs me, should disturb you. But users. Okay. They all of this food is tested. Big Food is all tested and all essentially designed to make you want to come back. It's kind of addictive. There's a lot of addictive stuff. You're eating a lot of fake things too. There's a lot of times that you're eating fake olive oil, things like that. True story. Let's see who else is here. You eat whatever you want. That's what the Bible says. A lot of people interpret a lot of the religious teachings in various ways. Again, I'm never gonna. You want to eat stuff that I won't touch? Sure. Don't care. You know, it took me forever to try octopus, right? Which I thought was rubbery, because it is. It's fine. Eel is a very strange thing. Unagi. Yeah. You have to cook the heck out of that, cover it in sweet sauce for it to taste okay. I like sushi, but again, fish. Hey, what's up, Grim? Good to see you. Good to see you. Jerry's here. What's up? Oh, who else is in the house? Let's see. Snakes is like, who can afford to be being vegan with all this inflation? I don't know. You know, it was weird. I was looking at the cost of eggs, and the price has fluctuated where I'm at, but it has got me to the point where I'm like, I need chickens, and I have friends that have chickens. You know, and there's ways that I can go about getting chickens or access to chickens, but I don't know. I just would like to have a steady supply of eggs. I think eggs are a great source of protein, and they're produced naturally, regardless of whether or not you eat them. If they're wild chickens, they're still laying eggs. Mr. Buttcrack Media is in the house today. Got Y Destroyer 3466V in the house. Good to see you. Pinochet's Helicopter Tour sent us a $2 super chat saying, remember to look at Avalanche Studios Disney Lost. I will. And that's the company that did the game for Hogwarts for Warner Brothers Studios, I believe. And I will definitely take a look at that. Thank you, Pinochet. I forgot it. And I did. I think I wrote it down yesterday or the day before. So I will definitely do that. Polony Science. There you go. Yeah, John Small's like, I eliminated anything inflammatory. I made a list of what foods are inflammatory, and I read labels. If it says sugar, I don't eat it. A lot of people are moving that way. A lot of people are going keto now. Keto is a very healthy approach to things, in my opinion. Not a doctor or a dietitian, but I know I felt better when I was on a pure keto diet. True story. Thank you, Mr. Buttcrack Media, for the poopy emoji. Appreciate that. I don't eat food. I just simulate the experience of doing so. There you go. Are you in the Matrix? Have I looked into the theory about seed oils? Yes. Yeah. I try to avoid any kind of seed oil. Have for a long time. The only exception to that is on a very, very rare occasion is a sesame seed oil. And it's only a tiny little bit added to, other oils. I am a big bacon grease guy. Utilize bacon grease for my fat for cooking. Yeah, exactly. Try to stay away from seed oils. Thank you, Jim Watari. 100. Yeah. Highly processed with high heat. Yes. Yeah, fake olive oil. Truly, Tiberius K. Truly. Yeah, it's amazing how many things that you can't get when you cut things out. I can't find any artificial crab or some gums without sorbitol and xylitol. What's interesting is both of those chemicals, although used for artificial sweetening, xanthan and stuff like that, which technically isn't quite as synthetic. But anyway, the artificial sweeteners like that are actually also used in higher amounts as laxatives. You ever chew a pack of gum and have an interesting run to the restroom? Yeah, high doses of those things are not good for you. Mambitol, stuff like that. Lots of weird stuff. Wow. 0.40 euro per egg. Good Lord. Yep. All right. We have chickens around 6 a day. That's right. Good for you. Man, you guys probably don't know as much about that stuff. You really don't want to know. You really don't want to know that much about food and stuff because you start to get a little upset with the stuff that you've eaten in your life. It's not good. Yep, Grim is right. McDealers. That's right. McDealers. Pack of 18 eggs is $7.50. Good gracious, Mr. Buttcrack. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, when you focus in on the keto style of diet, you will lose a ton of weight. Especially since you're cutting out a lot of processed stuff. Oh. Erythritol will clear you out. Oof. No, thank you. Weird, we're talking about artificial sweeteners. Snacks, what's up? Need to go keto, just get healthy. No need to go keto. Just get healthy and don't overindulge. Also exercise. Exercise is good for everybody. At least you want to be able to walk a mile. I mean, under 10 minutes without being winded. It's the very bare minimum of cardio fit you need to be. Yep, home cooked meals are the way to go. It's what I do. Yeah. Instead of I'm loving it, it's I'm ingesting it. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, what did you say, Turo? What did I miss, my friend? I know Pilgrim Media shot me a super chat for $2. Thank you, Pilgrim. Says a low carb caveman diet for me. A lot of people are doing that. Yeah, truly. Oh, here it is. Instant noodles has had bugs in them forever. As a kid, I worked in a plant that made it. Acceptable limits were if they started to crawl to the top of the vat, just close the lid. Well, don't get me started on hot dogs. Oh, boy. There's a certain amount of insect matter that's found in every hot dog. Yeah, most people don't want to know that. John says, I may have reversed my type 2 diabetes. I know by this week. That's awesome, my friend. Congratulations. A lot of people do it. And then they're like, doctors look at you like, how did you do that? Well, keto. Yeah. Hey, Bamagrad. Good to see you, my friend. Says, Germany will be a hard sale for fake nuggets. Yeah. I was stationed in Germany in the late 80s. A Gasthaus with bad or mediocre food does not last. Yeah. Well, they've had the McFake, McPlant, McBurger over in Germany for a bit. We'll see what happens. The thing is, I don't know what their food labeling requirements are in Germany. If they have to tell people that they're eating McPlants. I don't know. Yikes, more processed food. As someone who doesn't eat meat myself, attitude is the same as with most lifestyle habits. You do you, I'll do me. There you go. I have that same approach to life, my friend. Walk a mile in the snow without getting winded. There you go. Yeah, like I said, I mean that 1 mile thing that I just mentioned, that's kind of like the, don't die in an apocalypse test. Honestly. Yeah. You make the assumption that we've been hit with an EMP and nothing electronic will work, including your vehicle. Could you imagine having an entire society full of electric vehicles and there's an EMP? Yay. But anyway, yeah, Bamagrat, I'm with you there. I wonder where you were stationed. We're going to have to talk about that sometime, my friend. Hopefully the next time I get to see you, we can spend a couple minutes chatting. A lot of people avoid nitrates. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of sausages have nitrates. Plants. There you go, Senator Helmerschlag. I grow plants. I grow vegetables. Those are good for you. Growing your own vegetables are good. Sounds like all food is poisoned with something. Just eat sunlight. Well, if you could do that, that would be great. It'd be great. I wonder when BlackRock is going to push the cannibalism agenda. Make people. Well, in Seattle, they're composting corpses. I'm not going to pull that story up, but go look at it. Hey, what's up, the Time Prophet? No, I never went anywhere, my friend. This is the bonus time version of the 6-minute daily. Usually get about an hour. Go for about an hour. Christopher Dominguez says fast foods and TV dinners are low in nutrients and high on calories. Yeah. Yeah. So you have a chemical in your body that tells your brain that you're full. There's a way of short circuiting the whole process that your body's thinking that you need to eat more food because it's used to a certain amount of calories and stuff like that. TV dinners kind of seem to have had, from not their inception, but from a little later into their existence, have the ability to kind of stymie the chemical that tells your brain that you're full. So people would eat the entire TV dinner and, they wouldn't be sated despite the fact that they consumed a ton of calories. They're not nutrient dense in any way. In fact, outside of whole foods, there's not a lot of nutrient density in anything that you eat. So, yeah. What do you think the balloons were testing? Perfect height for an EMP? I don't know. They already know that. I mean, it's no different than detonation height for any type of life-ending atmospheric detonation. Impact detonation is different, but that's not a goal. The goals, and again, you want to leave a lot of the infrastructure in place rather than having the catastrophic effect of mass casualty event. But Eric's like, I make my own sausage. I know exactly what goes into it. Awesome. Deleted scenes like, wait, what? I'm not sure which that was for. McGranny cured meat hammer. Ugh, gross. Yeah. But they are composting human beings, so that's an interesting thing. I am glad you're out of the hospital, Ruben. You need to stay healthy, my friend. Hope the tests are good. Yeah, thankfully there are no predicted massive solar flares. Well, I mean, we did have a period of low solar activity, so I would imagine we're due for a flare, a significant one, sometime in the near future. But a lot of times you'll know we're having flares because there'll be an interruption in cellular satellite communication and stuff like that. If you're a satellite television viewer, you probably experienced several of them in the early part of the 2000s. We had some solar activity that was doing that. Yay, Andy, what's going on? Very Tandy. Yeah, the very talented Andy Masterson. There we go. Tandy? I don't know where that came from. Soylent Green is people. Yep. Oh, thanks. Yep, that's right. We are in the midst of a solar minimal, indeed. Yeah. Hence a lot of the atmospheric cooling that's been going on recently. Not to mention the fact that some people are reporting that we could have a polar shift in our lifetime. Interesting. Mick Puke is going to Soylent Green products here soon. I hope not. Well, Ruben, your voice to text is working perfectly. So there you go. Yep, electromagnetics are affected due to solar. Indeed. Yep. I know. I should have added S at the end, but it's a big flare is a real possibility of the sun's current state. Indeed. Yep. Really wouldn't want any of that knocked out of the ball game. Anyway, I don't know what else is out there. I mean, obviously we have another liar being installed at PMSNBC. So add another, a talented liar over there, or a more talented liar over there. I mean, they've had a series of liars over there for a long time. I can't believe that the Lemon gets to keep his job at CNN after whatever struggle session they subject him to. I think that's going to be odd. Yeah, we do not want a coronal mass injection. That's true. We're continuing to have quite the slump in the stock market. That's not looking bueno. Sorry, I'm looking at the numbers right now. Yeah, rough start to the day. Oof. Not a lot else out there, guys. I'm sorry. Normally, I would try to be a little bit more in depth on some subjects. I still can't believe that that they relaxed the charges that they were filing in New Mexico on Baldwin and the armor. It's not just him that's getting away from the enhancement. But there you go. The Carrington event was in September 1859. Yep. Fast and Furious 10 is going to be boring with electric cars. I don't think you could get away with it. Yeah. Whoa, people walked out on Aquaman 2 test screenings? Who's reporting that? I go look that up. Yeah, Japan is raising the age of consent laws from 13 to 16. It's probably smart. They're also, I guess, going back to a few months ago, I'd read a story where they were trying to import foreigners to reproduce with their populace there because of their population decline. I'm not sure if that's still a thing. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. Oh, we were definitely due for a major correction in the markets. We've had so much stuff's been so overvalued for so long, it's ridiculous. Let's see. I have seen the names. I have. Yeah, and Yellow Flash and Quartering. A lot of people. Oh, they've been reporting it. The things that doesn't surprise me that people are walking out of it. I'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, China's been under a population decrease for a decade now. They've had a real problem. They're actually. I mean, again, I started. Somebody here recommended a channel. I think it's called Business Basics or whatever. Because I've been following Chinese news for a while in various forms, and so there's a channel called Business Basics that focuses a lot on China. But even prior to that, I'd been looking at that, and they've got a massive problem there. They a whole lot of different ways they're on the verge of collapse, right? And they're trying to expand their arable land by like shifting desert areas into green areas, but that's only going to get them so far. It's not like Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has been a lot more successful in their plan to turn their desert into arable land, where you can plant things. We'll have to see how that all goes. But they probably walked out during the scene where Amber makes an appearance. You know what, Grim? You're probably right. Hey, Troy sends another super chat. Says for $5, the enhancement didn't become law until after the incident. So legally speaking, right, call due to process for all. Oh, okay. Interesting. I thought they'd already had an enhancement for firearms there. Is that a revision to it, possibly? I don't know. But either way, yeah, you're probably right. You cannot, oh gosh, what's it? Post facto something. Anyway, it's the Latin term is you can't go back and retroactively apply something that didn't exist at the time. Anyway. Amber is still in the film for 20 minutes. Yikes, they did not listen. Tyranny's like, my boss keeps coming in and interrupting us. All right. One day I want to plant some tomatoes, beans, and harvest them to make foods like salsa, bean soup, and use for burritos. Go for it. There's no reason not to, my friend. No reason. Ruben's headed to Japan, apparently. All right, then. Yeah, I saw this, I think, the other day. Leiji Matsumoto, the creator of Star Blazer, passed away. I think he was, I want to say, in his 90s. I could be wrong. But let's see who else is out there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, ex post facto. Thank you. Yeah, that is the term. Yeah, my brain, I was about to give you not the right terminology, but yeah, ex post facto, indeed. Yeah, thank you. You guys are smart. I love that. Yeah. I love you guys. Look at you guys. Look at you all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You guys are amazing. Yeah, we are coming up on a birthday for Dragon Master 360. Going to hit the magical 18. That's awesome. The government is pushing electric cars and self-driving cars because they'll be able to track and control them. Exactly. Yep. Terrible. All right, folks, we've been going for an hour and 7 minutes. So we've gone an hour over to the 6-minute daily. I'm kind of proud of that. I got to try to wind it down. We haven't really talked about much in a bit that is of merit or note. But I do want to say thank you to all of you. You're amazing humans. I do appreciate you so very much. We do have 6-minute daily tomorrow. Hopefully a new video will be out then as well. And we've got a couple other things in the hopper for the end of the week. Tomorrow, I think Scott's doing his Wednesday show. We've got, of course, Drunk 3PO's book. I hope you guys, if you've been interested, have supported that, the Achromatic Chronicles. And hopefully you had a chance to check out the interview video that I did yesterday with the creator of Gordon, a Batman fan film. That was a wonderful experience. Got to interview Patrick Logan, and of course the team over there at Creative Force Films, who have 2 other films up there that are Star Wars oriented that are great. With Bosk, love Bosk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The Achromatic Chronicles Blue. It is a great cause indeed. Eric K just dropped the link in the chat. Thank you for that. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who are members, we will be putting together a member stream at the end of the week. Finally. And for those of you who are considering being members, why not? Join us. It'd be great. It'd be great. And let's see what else. Thank you for all the super chats today. It really does help. We are tightening down things here as I start to take more and more of my responsibility away from my day job and put more of my time here. So there's that. What else is going on? I'm gonna try to get a new culture builds video out there in the world. It's basically it's kind of like a interior or exterior wall construction. I'm going to show you how to frame a wall, basically, which is not that hard. There's a lot of people that have done it already, but I'm doing it for a different purpose, and it's for a temporary structure, and I think you'll be interested in that part of it anyway. And with that, I hope everybody has an incredible Tuesday. Hope to see you in all the other places, including Theme Park Casual, myself, Orange Grove 55, and many others will be over on Lorena Creel's channel. Maybe even Chris Score or Alan Ing from Film Threat will be joining us over on Lorena Creel's channel for Theme Park Therapy this evening. So do check that out over on Lorena Creel's channel. And with that, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, and I'm going to say it. Oh, I got to change screens. Hang on. See ya.